Hey everybody, hi Lord Tamberlane with another Obscurity in Miniature. And this really is obscure because this is something you don't see every day. This is a Raging Heroes male figure. What in the world is that? I thought they were busy making cheesecakey pinup girls and stuff like that. No, turns out every once in a blue moon they actually make a guy. This guy in particular is Aleksander Kurganov. And he is supposed to be the father of some of the characters from the original Toughest Girls in the Galaxy. Led by the ultra-powerful Kurganov family, the Kurganov Shock Troops, aka the KST, or a highly organized and disciplined army. Sounds kind of like G.I. Joe. They also benefit from the support of strong cyber-enhanced pagan magic, whatever. This, among other things, allows them to waken the were gene that can transform some members of the Kurganova family army into giant werewolves or werebears. Interesting. I don't think I ever saw them make a werebear. I know they made the wolves, but bears I'm not aware of. How come we have the Kurganova army, but it's the Kurganov family? I don't know. I ain't going to even try bothering with the Spanish or French. You guys can read. So we have a nice little slipcase cover. Oh, there's hidden artwork on the inside. Oh, I see what they did. Cheaters. I can't blame them for that. So it looks like we have one of the jailbird characters as the interior of that. Bye. What's in the box? I don't think I've ever even opened this. I'm curious. All right, well, we got a 40mm base. I think it's 40mm. No, shoot, that's a 50. What am I talking about? Daddy be big. Swole daddy. Daddy's stuck in the bag. Come on. Out you go. Oh, and I'm already losing things. That's good. What's that? Oh, it's a head. An out of focus head. Can we get it in focus? Let's find out. Dude, come on. Seriously. Wow, this just does not want to focus right now. Anything? Something? Nothing? Ah, okay, that kind of works. So you can kind of see him sort of there. Sort of, kind of. He's got like a cybernetic eye and a very white trash looking goatee, for lack of better words. Crew cut. Okay. And what was that other little piece? His gun in a holster. Oh, thank you. Nothing says more fun than gluing tiny little things to other things. So here we have his main body, minus a leg. That's a interesting pose. Well, cape doesn't look too bad. So if you never built a Raging Heroes figure, for whatever reason, they're just kind of slimy, and it's due to the resin mold release. That's dealt with at least. Okay, so not too many parts to worry about. Looks like our main issue is going to be, besides the head and the gun, his chain sword, which is kind of fancy and decorated there, and his other foot. Fair enough. Well then, I am going to grab some clippers, and I'm going to attempt to figure out just how to put him together. Looks like he's got a pile of skulls to stand on. Skulls for the skull throne. Where does that gun go? Ah, okay. Gun's going to go like right on his crotch. Maybe. I think I probably should glue the leg on and then try to figure that out. All right, away with me. Time to grab some clippers. Okay, so we're back. And as seems to be the case with every Raging Heroes figure I ever bothered to build, it's great highs and really down downs. So you'll notice there's something missing from his waist. Of course, I had to lose the gun, so we'll go search for it. Whether it shows up on the final model or not, that remains to be seen. I don't know what it is about Raging Heroes resin. It can be the most brittlest of, super soft, easy to snap and break material, and then there's times it is the most durable as all hell stuff. I don't get it. I don't know what they do with it. But check it out. So he's built, and the first thing you'll notice, at least I noticed as I was building him, is that, yeah, look at his foot. I'm locked his foot in nice and straight, exactly as it's supposed to be, and it's just floating in the sky. Now, that's easily fixed, because obviously once I've got some basing materials, we can build it up and make sure that that's not a big deal. It just irked me. Other thing is, when I was cutting him out, cutting him off the sprues or whatever casting junk you've got there, his connecting point for his arm with the chainsaw sword just completely snapped off, so I had to pin it on there. Hopefully it's going to stay. So he doesn't look like he's that overtly large. It just looks like he's got so much freaking cape that it just takes up so much space. It does fill up a good amount of the space on his base. So here is another flowy caped Raging Heroes figure. This was one of the freebies from the second Kickstarter, just to give you an idea of the size of him. So, I mean, height-wise, he's not super tall. Now, she's not super tall either, but she's kind of perched on this gargoyle, so that is giving her a bit more height there. Move it back a little bit so we can see better. Let's see if I can grab a GW figure just to get an idea, because I guess, you know, he might make a kind of cool general captain something. So, I mean, he looks like he actually would fit in scale-wise with the GW stuff. He's a lot more realistically proportioned. But, I mean, that cape is just massive. It's really, really big. I don't know what you could use him for, to be honest, in a GW game. Heck, I don't know. I know Raging Heroes was talking about making their own game at some point in the future, but outside of that, I don't know what you're going to be able to use him for. He's just too big. I mean, I was expecting big, but not that big. Let's see if I have a 40mm base, which might work better. No, we got too much overhang. I was going to say, if maybe. I mean, maybe you can get away with a 40mm base. Now, I got this guy for a ridiculous price, basically free, because I swapped a guy for some other stuff, and he was included with it, so I can't really complain. I don't know how much he costs. I want to say he's like 20-something almost. I don't know if I would pay that much. But then again, I wouldn't pay that much for a GW figure in plastic or most resins, so who am I to judge? I'm a cheapskate when it comes to models. I remember the olden days when I was a kid, and I want to pay olden day prices still. So take my word for, you know, with a grain of salt, I guess. But something about the Raging Heroes stuff makes me keep coming back to it. This is not my first dance with these guys. My first male figure at the very least, but I mean, he went together easily enough. He didn't have too many parts other than me losing his gun, but you know, I think it'll be an interesting one to paint. Something different at least. He's not a samurai. He's not post-apocalyptic. He doesn't have Chun-Li thighs like the Kingdom of Death ladies. So, something different, something interesting. With that said, this has been High Lord Tamerlane with Obscurities and Miniatures. Hoping you enjoyed, hoping this was helpful, hoping I'm not boring you out of your mind, hoping you actually made it to the end of this video, because that seems to be a big milestone for some of you guys out there. And I will say farewell, and hopefully I'll be back soon with more Obscurities and Miniatures. Bye-bye for now.